So this is me parachuting into the very beginning because I haven't said hello and welcome. So hello, welcome to day 2 of my half term. And it's lovely to have you here. Thank you so much for watching yesterday. If you're new here, welcome. If you are returning, it's lovely to have you back. If you've not thought of subscribing, do the usuals. Here's the housekeeping jobby. I'm not going to keep saying that this week because I'll forget, because I always forget to do it. Anyhow, day 2. What have I been up to? Let's just go and have a look at what I've been up to, and I'll catch you later on. It's 6 o'clock. George is having his tea. He's not very well, but we'll tell you about that. Quiet in the sewing room this morning. Very, very quiet because it's quite tidy in here as well. I'm actually quite impressed with myself. Oh, but through here, we'll come to George in a minute. Other things have been happening. I decided to have a go at the sewing cupboard because there's other things you have to do in your sewing life, and one of my big jobs has been to sort out this sewing cupboard because it has clearly not been as sorted as I'd hoped. So I have been very brutal, and a lot of the odds and ends that I was holding on for the sake of holding on to them, I've put in a bag to go to the Cone Exchange in Harrogate. And the Cone Exchange isn't open this week. I'll put a link to the Cone Exchange down below. But they are going to the Cone Exchange. These are the bits I want to keep. There's a big pile of rubbish over there, and there are lots of empty boxes. And I have been brutal because I need to know exactly what I've got in my cupboard and what I haven't. So when I get back from my lovely walk, let's go and see what I'm putting back. So there was a great discussion this morning about the snowdrop in the virtual sewing room. And it was just wonderful because snowdrops are taken very, very, very seriously in this country. I'm actually outside the village church. So there's a snowdrop party here. Snowdrops over there, and behind here is our village church. Right, so off we go on the walk. There's a lovely green field there, Hannah.
There is.
We know what's grown on that, don't we?
We do.
That is grass turf.
We have a turf farm.
Turf farm. We have got a lot of turf farms around here because it's so flat and the soil has been cultivated as such. So that is a turf farm. It's great fun when they actually come and cut the turf.
And they roll it. They have a machine to roll it.
And here is G, fast asleep. And these two, we are going off in a different direction. We're going down to the old Sustrans railway line today because George needs a good sleep, so we thought we'd have a nice long walk after the virtual sewing room, and the sun is trying to break through. We've actually got blue sky. Actually got blue sky up there. Look at it, blue sky.
I've braved no rain cover.
You braved no rain cover. Good. Right, so let's turn this off and Maggie, how many have you done now? Oh, even the daffodils are coming through now, look. Some wild daffodils coming through here. So Hannah and I have walked down to the old Sustrans railway line. This is Route 65, not Route 66, Route 65, and it is the old East Coast Main Line. And for those of you that would like a little bit of local history, moved the East Coast Main Line when they built the Selby coalfield, didn't they? So they could actually have the they could lift the coal up at another mine over. Let me show you. Stop a minute. Yep, in that direction, and they could move the track that way. And they also then moved the old A19. So the A19, which is the major road through between York and Selby, got moved slightly, and it now takes the line of the railway line coming into Selby. So there you go, that's why they moved it for the coals, because the railway line was going over through the coal fields and they needed to move it to where the coal came up. Come on. Is that as fast as you're going? Can you not go any faster? There you go. Ooh. Can you airdrop that to my phone?
Yep.
To my iPad?
Yep.
My MacBook?
Yep.
Widowhood girls, folks.
The baby is down for his nap. We clean out gutters.
Come off it, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Same job. different location. The higher ones don't need doing. But you see, look at that.
Yuck.
That is 100% widow game. Right. Right, having made a mess, I've now got to tidy up from the mess. So what I've managed to do so far is, excuse the rocking chairs, I've emptied this and I've got loads of bits. I've got some wool, I've got some patchwork stuff. That chest of drawers is an absolute nightmare. There's about 4 drawers, but getting the stuff in and out is just a nightmare. But what I'm going to try and do is to use it practically. So I'm going to put wool and bits of patchwork fabrics in it so it's easy for me to find. Up above you can see I've got my patterns, and on the top shelf, which you can't see, yes I do, that very top shelf, those 2 top shelves have both got patterns in them. I've got Christmas fabrics in these 2 here. I've got a Guthrie and Garney kit, which I've not made. I've got my crochet in. I've got my precious fabrics. And I don't know what I put in that one. Oh yes, some other fabrics, there's nice fabrics in there. So off we go, and let's see how we do. Is as full as ever. It's absolutely rammed. Well, actually no, it's not, because I now know the fabrics I've got. This is a piece of Millerain that I got from Guthrie and Garney to make a wax jacket, the Kelly Anorak, years ago. But down here I've got the pieces of jersey that I know I've got. That's my lovely denim. So I can see all those fabrics. There's another fabric peeking out down there. I can see my kit. I know what that kit is. It's the Yates coat by Grainline Studio. I've got some fabrics here which I would love to get from there into the boxes in the kitchen, but I need to control what I've got, and I'm not doing last service standing. No, I'm not, because I am still going to get my pink door box, but that's about all I'm buying at the moment because I want to use what I've got. Oh, and in these drawers I've got technical fabrics at the top. I've got wools, and I've got precious things like my wedding dress bits of fabric and my very early quilts, and at the bottom I've got some bits of embroidery, and that's it. I'm really pleased with that. That is really controlled that right down. And there's a few projects up there that I've stored up there which I haven't started yet. I know what they are, but I'm not going to say because I don't want to put pressure on myself to do them straight away. Right, let's go and do that little sewing job for Hannah. So finally, a little bit of sewing. I am going to be putting some new Velcro on this rather nice pram organiser by Tiba and Marl. So Hannah, where did it come from? Vinted. It came from Vinted, and it should have been
60 odd quid.
60 odd quid new. Look at it. It looks brand new inside. It looks brand new on the outside. And it would appear that the person who's selling it is selling it because there's something wrong with the Velcro. Because Hannah has asked me to put new Velcro. So I don't think they used it much. I just think they might have wanted stronger Velcro. Even the zip pulls look new, or they've got a tiny bit of wear on them.
There's a few little marks. I think it has been used, just the Velcro had gone.
All right.
Product,
so push that out of the way. So I have got standard Gutermann polyester thread in my sewing machine for this little repair. It is a technical fabric that I'm repairing. It's a tape and a Velcro. So I popped a Teflon foot on, and a Teflon foot, so they're just a coated foot, coated in Teflon, which will allow, Teflon things, they talk about Teflon people where everything just runs off them. So that's what it is, Teflon jackets, everything just runs off. So the whole point is, it will just run through. Sorry for the person analogy, but it's the best one I could think of at the time. So, and I'm using stitch number 6 on my Bernina, which is the stronger stitch. So I have put just a piece of blue fabric in. Let's see how it goes. So it's the one where the fabric's going backwards and forwards like this to strengthen the stitch. I know I harbour on about always doing a stitch test, so I'm a woman of my word. Here we have stitch test. So let's have a look at doing this. Ooh. Honey, have you got are these pins from home?
I pinched your pins.
Have I actually? Where did you find these? Oh! Sam, they're your pins. Thank you very much. Hannah's found a use for these.
Well, they were long.
Big, strong pins. Yep, I can't sell over them. So here we go. So I'm going to start by showing you what I'm doing, but then I'm afraid I will be turning off the camera because I need to concentrate. And I always feel when I've got the camera on. So I'll do one. Now, I want to sew this way, through here. Now, I could do it this way and have the bag going this way, or I could put it the other way around, like so. Very carefully hold the tape in place, and she says looking for the backwards button. So I have put backwards on, so my machine will now go backwards. Now you have to go quite slowly when you're doing this. So what I'm doing, I don't know if anybody can see this. Let me just bring it in. So I'm using my IDT here. And I'm going backwards and I'm using the side of the IDT as it comes down. So it's just here, look. Oh, you can't, hold on. It's just here. And I'm using that as a guide along the edge of the Velcro. So there's the edge of the Velcro. So as I'm going back, I am watching it going in line with this bit here. So look. I'll tell you, if you want some kind of silly gimmick with your sewing machine, I'm your woman. I'll try anything out. What I need to do is to remember to turn off. Now, I know that I am struggling to go much further backwards with this. So I will have to now stop, turn. So what I can't do is to get really close up to in here. Or maybe I can. Let me just try once more. No, because I'm hitting that. Maybe it would have worked better. Turn this way. That's the bit I'm hitting against, Hannah. So we are going to have to trim it.
As long as it is a square, we can always trim as long
We can always trim, can't we?
Yeah.
So now I've gone forwards.
Oh, where is it, Daddy?
I'm going to try the other one the other way and see if I got any further. So this is a bit easier coming this way. Did Sam have them in the pocket, or did she have them at the top?
Pardon?
Did Sam have them in the pocket or at the top?
Top.
Right, let's try this one. Let's try going... I'm going to try this one the opposite way, just to see if it makes a difference. Oh. I think it's probably going to be a fair... Oh! And I have hit the same similar problem this way. So you see, turning here is going to be tricky, whereas if I'd gone in backwards it would have been a lot easier. I think so. I don't know, maybe I'm just different. What do you think, Hannah? And I've got to squeeze it through, so if I'd have gone backwards I didn't have this issue of squeezing the bag through. And I've got a very deep-throated sewing machine. So you saw me there. Ooh. You saw me there sewing backwards for the first encounter. So that first seam, I did go backwards for the other 3, as you will have seen, simply because going forwards, I then had to negotiate the bag and the throat of the sewing machine. And it is quite a bulky thing. And I'm very lucky because I have this wide, deep-throated sewing machine of over 12 inches in width here. But the height is good too. But this bag, to get it through, if you had a smaller sewing machine, you'd have been struggling. And I know I'm very, very lucky to have this sewing machine. And I know sewing machines are getting deeper here. But just bear in mind, you can go backwards as well as forwards. Just go slowly and you'll be absolutely fine. I've just realised I've come to about to go and edit my vlog and I've not said goodbye to you. So I've mended, the only sewing I've physically done today has been mending Hannah's bag, and I got the Frida blouse out ready to sort of do a bit of sewing on that, and then thought actually I need to tidy up my kitchen. So Hannah's now gone home. George really wasn't very well, little baby. He is going to the doctor's tomorrow morning. So I said to her, just leave everything and I'll deal with it. So I'm going to say good night and I'll see you all tomorrow. And tomorrow I'll show you the embroidery because while this is uploading, I'm going to do some embroidery. Thank you so much for watching, and let's see what I might get sewn or not get sewn tomorrow. But don't forget, I'm not sewn. I've sorted out that cupboard. And I might have a little go at the ones behind me as well. So see what I do tomorrow. Come and join me tomorrow because I am going to Castle Howard. See you later. Bye.